live right now, Road to Success. I just want to get to know your journey and how did you get here. So real quick, just tell me what's your name and where you from?
My name is Yamin Muhammad. I go by the name of Yaya. I'm from Oakland, California.
Just tell me how was it growing up in Oakland?
I ain't gonna lie, it was different. It's not like the average American boy you see in the street. Nah, it was tough. It was different. I was raised in the hood, in the ghetto, on High Street in Allendale. The first time I seen a dead body, I was like 12 years old. Shoot. The first time I rode a bike, was down there like by myself. It was like some youngsters in the hood taught me how to ride a bike. I didn't really have that luxury of having like that sibling or that father figure teach me how to ride a bike. So it was different, but it had its pros and it had its cons. But for real though, I appreciate the culture. The culture is like what kept it lit for me in my childhood. Like I seen scrapers, I seen like big ass wheels, 22 inches, doing donuts in the middle of the street. Like I seen some epic stuff, for real. And then I got exposed to dancing at a very young age. So that's like one of the positive factors growing up in Oakland. And then the rapping, I grew up around a lot of rappers, like Keith the Sneak, Too Short, The Mechanics. One of them is my uncle. They produce like most of the Bay Area hits. Like my nephew, he's a rapper, producer. My brothers, they were all rappers. So it was just a lot of music going in and out the household, a lot of dancing, a lot of art. Yeah.
So like even though you in a bad situation, you still had a good outcome. You still got the experience. Exactly. You know, Oakland, like being from the Bay, it's not always just negative. It's also a good part.
Yeah.
So where did you go to school at? Middle school?
Middle school, I went to a private school. I went to a couple private schools. I was in and out of schools, I ain't gonna lie. Traveling. My first middle school, 6th grade, I went to this place called Ile-Omade. It's in the 90s. It's in the hood, but it's like it's real solid. I ain't gonna cap. I would prefer anybody to put their child up in there. They will pass though if you get out of line. But hey, that's what kept everybody in check. You feel me? And then I transferred from there to Muhammad University of Islam. And then I just stood there for a couple years.
Was it a big transition from going to kind of like a different religion school?
Nah, they whoop your ass there too. It was no different. If they literally both had the same mindset. They was the same, just different, but they was exactly the same as far as education goes. Okay, so like you going to private schools, did that kind of make you not get a chance to play any sports or anything, or how was that? Yeah, they didn't have no basketball teams. They didn't have no football teams. They had like, it was more on some like smart type of stuff, like chess teams and all that. But yeah, I missed out on that. Didn't get the chance to have my own prime at my own school. So, you know.
So then high school, you went there too? Private school?
My last 2 years, but I spent my freshman year in Italy. I was there my freshman year.
That's a public school?
Yeah.
So was that a big difference? Public school from private school?
Yeah, it was a way big difference. But private school, public school in Italy is way different because it's like, it's a whole different culture, whole different language. I don't know nobody out there. Like I can't barely understand anybody. I had to adapt. It's a huge, I'm culture shocked because it's like I grew up around violence, people talking around behind your back. You feel me? It's like you have to put on a certain posture to make sure no one messes with you. They're not really like that out there. They're hella friendly, and I wasn't used to that, and I had to like really like okay, show a little bit of a soft side, I guess. But yeah.
Did you think that helped you, like, just your personality wise?
Yeah,
it made me to show out more.
Yeah, it made me more people friendly. It made me more easy to talk to, I would say.
Okay, so what made you start dancing? What age was this when you first started dancing?
I was 4 years old, and my mom, we was in a household of about 5 of us, and single parent. My mom was like trying to work graveyard shift, putting food on the table. My pops was in jail at the time, and my brother, he would throw house parties at night. So like one night when my mom went to go work her graveyard shift at Hurst Reynolds, he threw a party, and like he tried to put me to bed. You know how big sibling be on some slick shit, like, okay, go to bed, you feel me? So I just got up and I looked, like hours later, it was a circle, like people in a circle, and my brother, he was dancing in the middle of the circle, and that was the first time I seen that, and I was like, whoa, like that's hella cool. And then I was just in the back just mimicking, trying to do his moves, and just from there I just been trying to do my own thing.
So would you say like your brother inspired you, or just watching him from a distance?
Yeah, he inspired me. He flipped that spark. He gave me that idea. You feel me? Like when children first see something that look cool, it brings a spark and it makes them want to do it. And from there, I just had it in me.
Okay, so you start dancing, you watch your brother. So what's next? Are you practicing? Are you going heavily into it? What's next at that age?
At that age, I just didn't really think much of it. It's like now that I had it, it's just like, all right, it's just, I had it.
Did you have to, like, was you going to any classes, or you just self-taught?
It was all self-taught.
So like even bone breaking, all that, you self-taught?
Yep.
Okay. So like, how does someone turn dance into a profession?
Really, first you have to actually love it first. Like professional, you have to love it. You have to be pro for it. So it took me a minute to just really invest myself into it, pretty much.
So like, what you mean, like invest yourself to it? Explain that.
Mentally, financially. You know, when it comes to dance, you gotta buy yourself some clothes, some shoes to dance in. Believing in yourself, because a lot of people, like, they used to just talk about me like you really think you can do that? Like, yeah, I know I can. Watch what's gonna happen. You feel me?
So would you also say having the right people around you to build you up and not put you down in this process?
You need a balance of both, to be honest. Because even though that sometimes people gonna be negative, they gonna sometimes tell the truth. It may be truthful. I don't take it as an insult. I take it as criticism. And I take that criticism as advice. You feel me? And then I just flip it and turn that into positive and work on it. Okay,
so do you remember that first time you actually entered the dance competition?
Yep. It was in Las Vegas. It was for Golden Gigs, which is like one of the oldest channels of turf dancing history, which is my dance style. I'm a turf dancer. Turf dance has been around since the 90s, probably a little bit earlier than that, but it just consists of like waving, gliding, boogaloo, popping, isolation. That's the old way. The new way is like they got the incorporation of like the tutting and the bone breaking, but that was never originally part of turfing. But yeah, entering in the competition, I was nervous as hell. I ain't gonna lie. I was fucking up.
Talk me through that. Like, talk me through that process.
Well,
I know it's big. The first dance competition is in a different city.
Different city. Didn't know nobody. Like I said, had to start over again. And then I'm around people with a whole different dance style that I'm not sure even understands the way I dance. And then the judges being like legends that I used to like watch all the time on YouTube and stuff and on TV. it's like, okay, now it's my first time actually showing stuff, and now it's my first time showing stuff to some vets, you know, some people everybody look up to in the game. But it was amazing, I would say, and everybody was on some positive vibes. Everybody was friendly, greeting each other. It felt like even though we don't know each other, we all share the same thing in the same art. So it was like I was comfortable. And then I got to meet the people. I got to meet the people I was competing with, and like, you know, they was on some real friendly stuff. They was just telling me like, hey, don't feel nervous, you know, even though it's a competition, just feel comfortable. Everything gonna be cool. And then I was just like, okay, but shoot, I was shaking my boots.
And you was dancing by yourself. You wasn't in the group.
Yeah, nah, I was by myself. Yeah, I just came by myself.
Talk about that. You know, is it easier for you to dance solo, or is it easier for you to be in a group? Or
honestly, it's like if you don't have the right motivation, it's tough to dance by yourself. It's like you don't got no one to get you up, to help push you. You gotta use your mind to help push yourself. But I prefer a group, to be honest. It's better to have a group.
So like, okay, even before your first dance competition, was you doing like where'd you even started dancing at? Like, because you started rehearsing, then what? Then you started taking it to the streets, then started dancing and performing like that in front of people, or how did you actually start doing it?
It started like with me and my nephews. We would always have little dance battles in the living room, and then from there we would take it to like a basketball court. Like after we play basketball or something, we'll start dancing in front of people on the court, trying to serve each other or whatever. And then from there, we'll have little camp programs. We'll be in little camp programs and have like talent shows as part of the program. And then that's when our show out started with that. And then had talent shows at my school at FAMEFILMEDIT. And that was like the first time I like really showed out again, and people actually complimented me and said, wow, you really good. The whole time I never knew I was really good. I was just doing whatever. And then like that really encouraged me to start practicing. And then from there, when I went to Italy my freshman year, that's when I showed out dang near in front of like the whole school, because they had their break dancers or whatever. And then like I served them, and they was like, okay. Even though I was trash back then though, I ain't gonna lie. Even though I was serving, I was still trash. But in my mind, I thought I was serving, so that counted for something. So when everyone complimented me, that just made me want to look for more and wanted to dance more and practice more. So I went to YouTube, and I just tried to look at what type of style dance I would do, and turfing came up. So when I seen this dancing in the rain video, I was like, in Oakland, the turfings. And then I was with my sister. I was living with my sister in Italy. So I was like, yo, you know about them? And she was like, yeah, your brother started them. I'm like, what? How come he never told me? He never asked. I never asked him. So yeah, my brother Raheem Muhammad, he goes by the name of Lil Heem. He's a rapper. He's one of the founders of the Turfings, which started Youth Uprising. So from there, I just typed everything, looked for every video, every dance battle, every performance that had to do with turfing, and that's when it started. From there, that's when it started. I practiced every day. Every chance I got, I practiced sliding on that floor until it looked right.
And then would you say that that's the reason why you're here? Because all that practicing, like the stuff that people didn't get to see, you know, all that practicing. And I was gonna say, like, you know, like in the hip hop game, you're upcoming artists, you searching up the people that came before you, and that's probably the same thing with you. Like you searching the people that came before you, But talk about that, like, cause we in Oakland. This is heavily dance. We got our own dance. Just talk about being in Oakland, where you got kind of like access to kind of different things, you know, dance styles wise. Talk about that.
Like in San Francisco, I'm tapped in with a lot of dancers out there. They do tapped in with the break dancers. Sacramento, tapped in with Lil Kita, his family. They have their own little dance style out there, turfing. What you mean by that? I'm sorry.
Like, did you come in though saying like, okay, I kind of want to do this type of style of dancing, or like, what would you say your style of dancing is?
My style of dancing is for sure turfing. If it was already in me, I just didn't know what it was. It was like something that just clicked. It already felt right.
Okay, so tell me the first time you actually recorded your first video solo. Did you rehearse a couple times or just freestyle?
I just freestyled it. Most of the time I freestyle everything to this day.
So it's really about the beat, or?
Yeah, it's about the beat. It's about listening to the music. It's about listening to the lyrics. It's like, if I don't act out what I'm portraying, will it even look right? You know?
So you kind of have to listen to that song over and over.
Yeah, pretty much. I study the song.
Yeah, you study the songs. Okay, tell me, so your first dance battle, then tell me, how many dance battles have you been in?
I ain't gonna lie. I've been a few, right? No more than like 30, to be honest. No more than 30.
That's good though. So
yeah.
Tell me the first time, okay, you actually got to perform in a music video.
First time I got to perform in a music video. Like just any music video?
Yeah, any music video.
The very, very first time was for this Nigerian. I never still got to see the video to this day, bruh. It was like my homie put me on with him, cause he was like tapped in with him. He was dancing with me. He was like, "Hey, we finna do this music video." I'm like, "What, for real?" It's like, "Yeah, for this one bird." I'm like, "All right." He Nigerian though. I'm like, "All right, how much you paying?" 100. All right, shoot. At least I'm getting paid. That's the first time I'm getting paid to do something, so I wasn't tripping. So I made
name some other artists that you've been in other music videos with.
Kehlani, Tyga, YG, Lil Jon, Kamaya.
Talk that shit. Keep.
Shoot. Hold on. It's just gotta keep coming to my mind. It's hell of them. Goldie. Ricky Styles. E40, Too Short, The Mechanics, Keep the Sneak, P-Lo.
And then what's that process like? So they just hit you up, email or DM, try to be in my video?
It's more of a team effort thing. Everybody put each other on. Sometimes a community thing too. We just all put each other on.
Okay, talk about that being on set too, like, you know, because you dealing with big budgets. Is it everything fast paced? Is you gotta get this in, one take, or how is that process?
Honestly, the process slow. The process is slow. It honestly depends. It depends. Like, if the budget is big, they gonna make the process like on time. They gonna give you some time. They gonna give you all day. It depends on the set though. Like, if it's a night set, then that's when you gotta rush through things because you don't have that much time before the sun come up and stuff. It's an all day thing, then you got plenty of time as possible. Usually, feel me, gotta bring a couple clothes, couple outfits with you. Sometimes they'll have an extra outfit for a specific scene, but most of the time just bring your outfits. The catering though, I'm all about the food, you feel me? Every time a music video ends, I take all the snacks. I bring all the snacks with me. I'm the snack bandit of the group.
Do you think, I'm gonna say this, like, do you think as a dancer, I know everybody doesn't start dancing on BART, but do you think do people need to make that transition from dancing on bar to, you know, maybe doing their own stuff too?
Honestly, it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to start from BART. It only started for me because that was my only way to pay school, pay the tuition, going to MUI, like my senior year, and basically paying for all the stuff that I wanted to buy. Shoot, pretty much. But it can start anywhere. It's just as long as you dedicated to it. And yeah.
Say, what would you say the biggest difference than being on set than just your homie, hey, come on, let's shoot this video, you dancing it? What's the biggest difference?
Wait, start that question over. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what would you say the biggest difference, you know, being on set with a rapper, you shooting, you know, you dancing for their video, then the homie saying, oh, come on, let's go shoot a video?
Honestly, it's kind of a difference. I ain't gonna lie. Everybody's gonna feel the same way. It's like when it's like something big, you know you gonna be up in it. It's a little bit of vanity, but it's like it's all for the experience, the points. So it's like, all right, I'm going with, you feel me, the rapper. It's like I'm about to get paid. I'm about to get my repertoire up and stuff. But with the video too, though, it's still just as good because you never know what you can make with the video. You might go viral. You might have 5 times more opportunity you might have than what you did with the music video. You never know. It could be either or.
What's your group name right now? Dance group that you're in right now?
The Turf Fiends.
Okay, so for someone that hasn't probably danced or want to start dancing, just give them some advice starting out.
If you want to start dancing, just do it. Just start practicing. Practice every day. Don't half-ass it. If you just want to make it a hobby, just make it a hobby. If you want to make it a profession, go all in for it. If you want to invest into it, you could do that too. I teach classes. Honestly, if I had the opportunity to take a class, I would, but at the time, nobody wasn't even thinking about giving out classes. Nobody wasn't even thinking about giving out game because everything was being made on the spot already. So everything was moving so fast, nobody wasn't thinking. But now we're in a different time to where we could give out the game.
What made you want to do that? Say, I actually want to teach people how to dance. Give people, you know, reasons to be happy because, you know, dancing, you know, people's happy.
Yeah, I feel it. Dancing is honestly to me still new. Like, as far as we go, dancing is still changing every time, every generation, and nobody never really got that advanced in dancing like they have now. I feel like people is taking it a whole different level. So it's like now that we developing these skills, is now best to give them out, give them the game. So
okay, I'm gonna ask you this, because do you separate like from actual dancing then, you know, people doing the juju? Like if somebody do the juju and they come in dancing like that, are you criticizing them, or like you like that's not dancing, you just copy somebody else, you need to come original with your own stuff? So how would you think about that?
Honestly, I don't feel no type of way about that. I like that. That's what starts. That's for the children. That's what starts the children off wanting to be dancers. Like, you can't tell me nobody was that age doing Crank That Soulja Boy. That was the same type of stuff. Everybody was doing Crank That Soulja Boy, so it's no different. I encourage that. I was cranking that Soulja Boy every day.
No, facts though. Give me top 5 dance moves.
The cliffhanger. It's like this leg spin I do. I do this one spin. It's like hella clean. Top 5. It's this isolation move I do. I call it the Sleepy Hollow. What's the other one? It's like some gliding. I don't know what to call them. I just love to glide. That's like my favorite. And 5. I don't know. I can't think of it. I just be tutting. That's like my also favorite thing to do.
Give me your top 5 dancers that you watch now or that you know inspired you back then.
Top 5 dances, like videos.
Yeah, people that dance. And it's kind of hard, but like that you watch and seeing his growth or her growth.
This is dancer I watch. His name is A-Rod. He's hella clean. He's from Connecticut. Like I watched him grow. I watched him grow a lot. Crow is this dancer named Crow. I watched him grow.
Alright, I'm gonna do rapid questions real quick. Just either or, okay? Chris Brown or Usher?
Chris Brown.
And you gonna play Usher like that? Nah, Usher been before Chris Brown.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Usher hella smooth. He got experience. You can see all the experience in his moves, but Chris Brown, he on a different level. He could do everything.
Nah, facts. You Got Served or Stump the Yard?
You Got Served. Even though it was cheesy.
You thought it was cheesy?
Yeah, the movie.
I thought that was the best, dance movie.
It is. They dances is raw, but the rest of it is just cheesy.
Favorite artist you worked with?
Let me think of that one. Favorite artist. I would say Lil Jon. Lil Jon hella cool, bro. He hella
just
cool.
The vibe and the personality.
Yeah, he like, even though he from Atlanta, he got the vibe of East Oakland nigga.
Nah, facts. Him and 40 locked in, Too Short and all that. But solo or group video dancing?
Group video.
Yeah, definitely. Would you change anything you done in your life?
Yeah.
What's that?
Shoot. Probably would start off a little bit earlier.
When dancing?
Yeah. I started off like really investing into it after my injury. I had an injury when I was like 16.
Yeah, what happened? You want to talk about it?
Yeah. I did a front flip on a trampoline.
So you was dangerous. That's what you.
Man.
You were good kids.
Yeah, so I was like 6 months sitting down. I lost hella weight. I was chunky back then. Shoot, but I lost hella weight from that injury. I was just like, for like a couple days, I forgot how to walk. It was crazy. So it was like, dang, I had to start over with my dancing from right there. But I mean, after that, I did physical therapy, and then I just practiced every day in the garage like I did when I was at the house. And then from there, I just got better and then took off.
Is there any shoes that you don't dance in?
Vans.
Them
things make.
What about the Jordans though? The one like y'all dance anything, but
the
jeans.
The Nike Air Forces is the go-tos.
Nike Air Forces?
Go-tos.
Before you go, just tell people where they can follow you, social media, Insta, all that, Twitter, all that.
You can follow me on Instagram at Gaslif. That's Gaslif3. You can follow me, friend me on Facebook at Yamin Muhammad. You can add me on PlayStation at Super Saucy. You feel me?
No, what's your favorite game though?
Call of Duty, Black Ops, the first one.
You don't play no sports, no Madden 2K?
Nah, sometimes 2K.
Nah, but we out. Road to success.